child replied, with the help of all his weaknesses. The child actually started to study. But how? The child completely avoided his studies and having books as his enemies. How did he succeed? All the child did was that before going to school, he made a mind map of himself, of what were his advantages and what were his disadvantages. By doing that, he then looked at how to change his disadvantages to his advantages. Then he made a learning chart consisting of 3 columns on every page. The first column was left blank. He then read the chapter which was going to be talked about in the next class and prepared some notes. He wrote them in great detail and listed out points which were more important in the chapter. These were in the second column. By this, he had more knowledge about the chapter than his classmates and was more prepared than others. He looked at some online resources to help gain more accuracy in learning. For example, the Khan Academy, best way to learn mathematics. He used Digo to mark and organize all his online resources to be located easily. He used BBC Online Learning to help him understand concepts in great depth. Not to forget mentioning one of the best ICT tools like Google, Wikipedia, Bing, YouTube, Yahoo, TalkPy, etc. Then in class, he made some class notes or corrected his own notes. He saw which were correct and which were misunderstood. If they were misunderstood, then he would clear his doubts and write it in the third column. After reaching home, he went through all that happened in class and also all his study material which was used in this process and tried preparing questions from what he had written. These questions were written in the first column. If he were to understand the concepts, he will be able to make questions out of it, which weren't direct questions, but were somehow related to what usually comes in tests or exams. The child liked reading and watching short films. He decided to make short films based on what happened in class. He also made PowerPoint presentations. He recorded himself explaining a few concepts, posting them all on YouTube. As a great man said, the best way of learning is to teach. Based on what he had learned, he started teaching to have a better understanding of concepts. This helped the child's results to improve significantly, from achieving results such as C's and D's, or gone up to A's and B's. Has really helped the child by achieving results which were beyond his imagination. By him being in London, he still continues to use this method and is anxiously looking forward to studying in 2 universities in the UK.
Well, so this is as I said, a real story of a real child, and fortunately he is my son.
Oh, good, that's great.
Everything that you hear and everything that you see is absolutely true. All the marks that you see are true. All his inner conflicts that he has spoken are 100% correct. And all we did was to push him the way he liked. And everybody said, दिन भर photography करता रहता है. आपने MacBook दिला दिया, सर जैसे आपकी वाइफ कहती थी इधर मुड़ जाओ, हमारी वाइफ ने कहा ये क्या Mac दिला दिया, दिन भर उसमें क्या मूवी बनाता रहता है. The question is that all we tried doing is that movie बनाना अच्छा लगता है, तो ऐसे करो demand supply पर बनाओ. So now he does his revision using all that recording, and all that recording that you see is from his hostel room. So he keeps on doing it, he keeps on uploading it, we keep on looking at it, and now his friends in London start using it. So अब ये notes बनाने की दूरी चली गई. Nobody is now saying अपनी notebook दे दो, I want to make your notes. यार वो इस वीक का तूने वो चढ़ाया नहीं यार आज का सेशन. So it's a different thing. Now this is the difference that actually teachers can make in the lives, and therefore some tips for the change for the teachers. We have to, as teachers, work on changing our own mindset. ये नहीं करो, वो नहीं करो. Photography करेगा तो maths कैसे पढ़ेगा? Well, he's studying maths, he's studying economics, he's studying psychology, and he's studying accounting, and he's doing further pure maths. So he's not doing one of these core maths. And typically, he was a 45, 48, 50% in maths all through. His last scores were like 67%. And as we know, internationally, you have to be more self-directed learning. कोई class में आके पढ़ाता नहीं. So as teachers, we need to change our mindsets. We need to really understand. We need to learn and unlearn as teachers. We can't say ये ऐसा ही होता है. ऐसे नहीं होता है. You have to unlearn and then relearn. ICT, of course, we've talked a lot about it. There's no point in fighting technology. In this particular film, everything you see is technology. And if this technology has helped the student get better marks in economics, I'm saying what's wrong with it? कम से कम अब 5 घंटे वो फेसबुक पे बेफजूल की काम तो नहीं कर रहा हो रहा है ना. Just chatting, hi, how are you, what's up, how is life, what's this, what's that. He's involved with doing something which is interesting, far more challenging, far more rewarding. So let's leverage it. Our teachers, we need to be a little more adaptive and flexible in our personalities. We have to change this personality and say, take me along with you. Don't ask the students to follow. It doesn't work. And there has to be learnability across discipline. Today I can't say that I am a teacher of history, so I will only know history. You have to know ICT as well a little, you have to know English also, and you have to also know geography a little. So, manage that change. Explosion of information is there, but we teachers have to be curators of this information. We have to now, rather than looking at 20 books, find out these informations in the electronic environment and be curators and put it on your own community and say this is where we're going to work through. So these are the kind of some of the key tips that probably if teachers take back, use social media, use Facebook and all of that. And I'm sure we are looking at a smart class for a teacher, smart machine for the students, and we are talking of a new learning environment and preparing learners for the future, and we are talking about a wow experience. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
You go to America, you go to Europe, you go to Australia, all advanced countries. The moral education has given you morals, it has given you material life, it has given you good roads, it has given you good engineers, it has given you good scientists, but it has spoiled your family life. Today, the family life of yours is confined only to the extent of younger children, minor children. In Europe, the family is confined to father, mother and minor children. This is the definition of the family. And the eldership, the moment the children become elder, they leave the parents. And in the same, parents and children are living in the same city, but they don't meet each other and they don't consider that they are their parents or their children. Do we want this type of society? The same thing is happening in India. In India today, parents are afraid of the children. No child is under the 100% influence of the parents. So are you going to have this type of education where you have no friends, your family is broken, you don't have good neighbors, you don't have good citizens, you don't have good people? Are you going to have this type of education? So the type of education that you are going to give your children here, you should know that the society which is there in Europe and America, the same society will emerge here in India. And your churches, your mosques, your temples, and your churches will be closed as it happened elsewhere, because God will be banished from your country. And all those relationships, social relationships, the family relationship, and the religious affinities, moral affinities, everything that will go. Because the modern education is success-oriented education. Every educated, every institution, your institution, what you are trying to do? You are trying to produce good people. Good people means you want that as soon as your child is out of the institute, he should get good job in a multinational company. And if placement is good, and if he gets higher salary, you feel that it is a successful, that your institute is successful. Similarly, schools. If more people are selected from your school in medical, more people are selected in engineering, more people are selected in computer examination, your school is a good school. So all of you are trying to produce successful people, because you know that nothing succeeds like success, because success needs no explanation and failure has none. So are you basing your whole education system just on commodity approach? Education has become a commodity. Just as if I am a businessman, I want to sell my commodity, I followed all those methods to sell my commodity fairly or foully. I will use advertising method, wrongly, rightly, and sell my product. So also we are using all types of methods to sell our product. And our purpose is just to work available, but for that there are no people. This is the mismatch of your present education system. That it is producing people with degrees and it is not producing people who can be employed. Today there is a demand for mechanics, demand for carpenters. There is tremendous demand for these people, but nobody is coming in this area. Because our people have degrees. You will find if you want a person with MA, BA, MA, MBA, etc., you will get them. Besides, you will find that most of the private institutions that are coming up, they are coming up with those subjects which can be marketed, which can be sold in the market. The fine arts, there are very few people who have fine arts. There are very few people who have art subject, politics, science, all these things, sociology, etc. Because these are the redundant subjects, and there is no need of these subjects. So, do you think that the definition of education is just creating employability or just creating enlightened personality? So, I would like to tell you that think over it, that what through education, what type of people you want to produce in the country. Do you want to, or what are the requirements of a man? When a man is born, or when we have come in this world, do you think that we have only our requirements for food, clothing, shelter, or we have other requirements also? We have a family system, we have a social system, we have a neighbors, we have colleagues with the department, and we have government. We have somewhere we have to be officer, somewhere we have to be subordinate, somewhere we have to work as laborers. Do you think that all these aspects this modern education is solving? Your material aspect the education is solving, your spiritual aspect the education is solving, all these aspects the education is solving? Think over it. I will not give the answer that you think over it. And think over the old system of ours. Because I tell you that when I was appointed lecturer in 1953, my salary was 250 rupees. 250 rupees, and I used to take 6 periods per day. 6 periods per day. And all those subjects were different subjects. At that time there was no internal assessment. There was no moderation at that time. But we used to work hard. At that time also we did not demand for more. And we were satisfied. And today, in the same university, people are getting lakhs of rupees, but they are dissatisfied that the money that they are getting is less than the money which they can get or which people get in the multinational companies. They are dissatisfied. And the periods that they take is 4 periods per week. 4 periods per week. And at that time, the relationship between us was so found that if I am known in the country, I am not known that I was Vice Chancellor or I was this or this. I am known because I was a teacher.